week's main news. Objective TV's internet website www.objective.tv presented. Supreme Court sends NGO's appeal to appellate court. Olsky and Press Council hold roundtable. Mushahin Agayev's Unhappy Man film criticized. Residents say that explosion that took place in one-story house in Rasul Huda Street is planned. Roundtable held regarding problems of disabled people.
On August 10th, in the press center of the Institute for Reporters, Freedom and Safety, Objective TV presented their new internet website, www.objective.tv. The goal of the new website is to broadcast matters on human rights. Objective TV is a joint project being implemented by Batron Information Agency and the Institute for Reporters, Freedom and Safety. The project started this past April. Since then, Objective TV has broadcasted more than 300 other news stories, including stories without comment, along with interviews regarding freedom of expression, the rule of law, freedom of assembly, freedom of election, and transparency. All of this was placed on YouTube. Additionally, all news, videos, and interviews were translated and dubbed into English and placed on YouTube. As of July, Objective TV has broadcasted daily news items and broadcast of the program Difficult Question on internet. Now that the website is complete, people are able to watch interesting broadcasts, including live ones. During the live broadcast, people had the opportunity to ask questions to participants of the program to give their opinion. USNet gave $40.308 for this project. The International Research and Exchange Board provided financial support to the amount of $8.565. On the 13th of August, in the Supreme Court, under the chairmanship of Judge Aslan Kelberiyev, cassation complaints from the Center for Election Monitoring and Democracy Education founders Anar Mammadli and Bashir Soleimanli were considered. Appellate Court upheld the decision of the Yasamal District Court regarding failure to fulfill lawsuit of plaintiffs filed against Jas Misr. However, Supreme Court issued a decision to send the case to Appellate Court for consideration once again. Organization founders Anar Mammadli and Bashir Soleimanli told Objective TV that the decision of the judge causes prolonging of the case, that they will complain to the European Court of Human Rights against this decision. Center for Election Monitoring and Democracy Education Chairman Anar Mammadli and organization's founder Bashir Soleimanli appealed to the Jas Misr to be registered by the state on 26th of January 2009. However, the Jas Misr said that there are various shortages in the organization's documents and refused registrations. Then the Center for Election Monitoring and Democracy Education appealed to the Yasamal District Court. On the 2nd of September 2009, the decision was issued not to fulfill the lawsuit. On the 17th of December 2009, Appellate Court upheld the decision of the Yasamal District Court. The organization then appealed to the Supreme Court.
On August 12th, a roundtable was held regarding the amendments and changes proposed to the professional code rules of Azerbaijani journalists for the joint project of the Azerbaijan's Press Council and OSCE Baku office. Lawyers, parliamentary members, Press Council executive board members, and representatives of newspapers and information agencies participated in the event. Press Council Chairman Aflatun Amashov said that in March, both organizations launched a joint project to improve the professional code rules of journalists and to support initiatives concerning defamation. 2 roundtables are planned this month. One of them was held today, and the second will be held at the end of the month. Amashov stressed that they are trying to speed up the new law on defamation in the parliament. He added that they use the laws of European countries as examples when preparing the code of conduct. OSCE Office Baku head Bilge Kankurel stated that at the beginning of September, a conference will be held with the participation of OSCE representative on media freedom, Dunja Mijatovic, and other international experts. Kankurel added that they are trying to decriminalize defamation. At the end of the event, discussions regarding amendments and changes were held, and several proposals were voiced. At the end, a working group was created.
On 12th August, in the press center of the Institute for Reporters' Freedom and Safety, Defense Committee for Political Prisoners' Rights Chairman Miralim Bahramov held a press conference protesting the film Unhappy Man that was broadcasted on INS TV. Bahramov stated that the democratic community of the country is deeply concerned about the film, which was created by the vice-president of INS TV, Mir Shahin. He said he is unhappy about the work of the Defense Committee for the Rights of Journalist Aynullah Fatullayev. Bahramov believes that the film should be condemned publicly. This kind of biased and politically motivated film is against the motto of the TV channel, which claims to be honest, impartial and objective, emphasized Bahramov. The government expresses its opinions this way now, and Mir Shahin is their scapegoat. Mir Shahin's failure in claiming that Aynullah Fatullayev is not a journalist questions his own professionalism. INS TV channel should be publicly condemned so they don't deceive people further, added Bahramov. On the 13th of August, an explosion took place in a one-story house that sits on the corner of Rasul Reza and Fizuli streets in Nasimi region of Baku. 5 people who lived in the house suffered from burns. One of injured is a child, and Baku City Emergency and Urgent Medical Assistance told Objective TV that child's situation is stable. According to initial investigations, although it was said that gas leak caused the incident, a resident of the house, Asif Sadegov, told Objective TV that the fire in the house is provocation of city authority. "They forced us out by this way," pointed out Sadegov. He said that the explosion happened in the room that did not have gas originally as a safety measure. Authorities have forced out residents of this block with the purposes of destroying houses for a long time. Telephone communication was shut off. Gas was interrupted from night to morning. Fires were committed. Market was on fire recently. They want to dismiss us from there without putting any official order forward. They threat us that if we disagree with compensation, they will move us to have some settlement forcibly. They committed explosions, they want to destroy our house, emphasized Sadegov. According to Sadegov, his father Vagif Sadegov has suffered from 3-4 degrees burns and was placed in the hospital in intensive care. In addition, his 3 years relative and his brother's spouse were taken to hospital with burn injuries. Residents of houses consider the explosion to be planned. Ministry of Emergency Cases Investigation Office Chief Investigator Jamalettin Idrisov said that the reasons of explosions are being investigated. House is in crash situation and walls can be destroyed. We have not looked at house yet, said investigator. In response of the question, explosion happened from gas leak. Is it affirmed? Idrisov said that all the versions are being considered. Baku Mayor Secretariat head Zulfali Ismailov told the correspondent of Objective TV that the authority is not connected with explosion. According to him, it's impossible to restore the house because it's placed on the dismantled area. Mayor representative said that 1,500 manats was allocated to residents in compensation and houses will be given to them. The explosion happened in the area between Heydar Aliyev Palace and Drama Theater. Authority intends to construct Winter Boulevard here. Authority refuses to pay more money in spite of objections of local residents who demand compensation on market price. Ismailov admitted that 20% of residents don't want to move.
On August 10th, in the Azerbaijan Media Center, Independent Life Development and Support Center held a roundtable discussion regarding the problems that disabled people face. The State Support Council to NGOs under the President financed the roundtable. It was discussed that the number of disabled people has not been defined completely. According to initial information, there are 440,000 disabled people in Azerbaijan. 80,000 are first-degree disabled, 260,000 second-degree disabled, and the rest are third-degree disabled. According to the State Statistic Committee, 56,433 children of 2,034,400 children have different types of disabilities. According to information from 2009, 10,102 children are registered in the Children's Mental Neurology Department of the Ministry of Health. 800 children are being treated in the Baku City Child Neurology Hospital for cerebral palsy. 5,869 children have some form of physical disability, and 2,968 of them have difficulty when it comes to movement. At the roundtable, it was discussed that most of the disabled children are not being integrated into society. The reason for this is a failure of a social infrastructure. 80% of the people who are not mentally disabled have a physical disability are studying at home, said Independent Life Development and Support Center head Aydin Khalilov. It was emphasized that it is necessary to involve these children first in kindergartens, then schools, and finally in special education. Children who are mentally disabled have studied at schools alongside children without any disabilities for 5 years, within the framework of the project, Inclusive Education, that is being implemented by the Ministry of Education with the support of UNESCO. This only covers 200 disabled children. Disabled children in some countries are in school for 12 months. In these countries, 50% of the disabled children graduate from secondary education. After graduating, their disability status changes to second or third group degree disabled. 50% of them are able to join the healthy generation. The social infrastructures of those same countries give the same opportunities of freedom and employment to disabled and non-disabled people alike, said Khalilov. It was also noted that there are large problems in providing support for disabled people within the workforce.